The royal family will be out in force during this weekend's Trooping the Colour celebrations, but Princess Catherine will be absent from the Buckingham Palace balcony as she recovers from cancer treatment. Joining us in the studio is Reilly Sullivan, reporter at skynews.com.au. Reilly, great to see you. In a way, we have heard from Princess Catherine this week. She broke her silence in a heartfelt letter to the Irish Guards ahead of Trooping the Colour. What did she have to say?
Hi Gab, that's right. Kate did break her silence this week. She sent a letter out to the Irish Guards. Of course, Kate is honorary colonel of the Irish Guards, and she wanted to express to them, how sorry she is that she won't be able to be there this weekend. And it was such a touching letter. She really said that she was honoured for the role. She's been in that role now for 2 years. She took over from Prince William after Queen Elizabeth's death. And it was such a sort of touching sentiment, and the Irish Guards themselves, they spoke out afterwards and they said how touching it was to have Kate send that letter. Obviously, we won't be seeing her this weekend, but I think everyone was pleased to hear that she's doing well and looking ahead, and yeah, it was a touching moment.
Oh, she's incredible, isn't she? Look, after Trooping the Colour, the monarchy will mark Garter Day, when the King will personally induct new members into the Order of the Garter, Britain's highest honour. Why is there controversy around this year's selections?
Right, so as you said, it's the highest civilian honour, the Order of the Garter. Usually the only people that get the Order of the Garter are really top, like diplomats, leaders, and also members of the royal family. A lot of them are a part of it. Charles will be bringing in the Duchess of Gloucester, I believe, Bridget. She will be added to the Garter on Monday, but some people have sort of raised eyebrows. They think it's interesting that he has yet to add Princess Catherine to the Order of the Garter. Obviously, she's the future queen. She will, one day lead the country along with Prince William, and most members of the royal family at this point are in the Garter. So I was talking to Paul Burrell, who was a former royal butler, and he thinks it's quite interesting that Charles hasn't picked Catherine for this yet. He sort of thinks that maybe it indicates that, even though Kate is so popular, she's the most popular royal by far. I think her approval rating's hovering around 80%. I mean,
wow.
Just insane. But she isn't necessarily, a favourite in the eyes of the king, and that he's holding out. And I will say as well, there's royal family members like Prince Andrew that are in the Garter. I mean, he's obviously living in disgrace, not exactly a shining example of the monarchy.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, so it's interesting, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens on Monday. But a good point, I think, that, yeah, maybe it is time for Kate to be added.
I think a lot of people would agree with you that maybe it is time. Let's talk about Harry and Meghan.
Yep.
There are reports that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are house hunting in the UK. Do they really want to return to England?
Right. Well, this is very interesting. Obviously, they lost their previous British home, Frogmore Cottage, a year ago. The King took it back off them. He gave them marching orders. They're out. That home's now vacant. But yeah, it's kind of interesting now, a year on, that supposedly they're having a look around for a home. And actually, I don't think it's that surprising because, we know that Prince Harry's in the High Court in the UK. He's fighting the Home Office. He wants to have his security reinstated when he's in the UK. So some people think, well, that was probably the biggest clue that, there are long-term plans for Harry to have a second base in the UK. I'm not surprised by it, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see where they're looking. I mean, their previous home, Frogmore, was in Windsor, which is a very high-end area. I think the median house price in Windsor is like £3 or £4 million.
Wow.
So certainly, I'm sure they'll be looking at the top properties.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. I think that suits the lifestyle, suits maybe Meghan's luxury brand as well.
Yeah.
King Charles has reportedly directly warned Prince Harry and Meghan Markle to stop publicly talking about the royal family. Why now? Why is Charles finally putting his foot down?
Right. Well, as we were talking about last week, there's rumours that Harry could be writing another book or working on more projects, sort of spilling royal secrets. And we've heard that King Charles has really put his foot down. He's reached out to the Sussexes. It's unclear if this was through official correspondence or perhaps this is what was said during that infamous meeting with Harry earlier this year that lasted less than an hour. We've heard these reports that Charles has put his foot down. He said, stop with it, stop spilling the secrets, stop talking really about the monarchy publicly. And it'll be interesting to see if they heed his advice. I mean, obviously he is the king and it's a father and son relationship and it's complicated. But I think when the King of England is telling you to do something, usually people would heed that advice.
Yeah, let's see if they'll listen. Reilly Sullivan, thank you so much for joining us on Power Hour. Great to speak with you.
Great to speak with you.